So I got a call from my coach one day. I was about 15 years old, living in Chicago. He said, Steve, I got to ask you a question. Who's the greatest tennis player in the world? And I said, well, that's easy, Coach. Bjorn Borg. Greatest tennis player in the world, greatest tennis player of all time, Bjorn Borg. He said, yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. How would you like to play against him in a half an hour? I said, what? He said, yeah, he's supposed to play an exhibition against Rod Laver, but Laver's stuck in the Denver airport, and the committee voted on you. If you can be in downtown Chicago in a half an hour, you can play against Bjorn Borg. So there I am, standing in the locker room by myself, waiting for Bjorn Borg to walk in. He was late coming from O'Hare. Finally, he walks in. We talk for a few seconds. Really nice guy. So we walk out in the court, and there are 400 members of the press there. We start warming up, and the chair umpire starts to announce the match. He says, ladies and gentlemen, on my left, he's won 57 junior titles. He's the current point leader of the Chicago Grand Prix. Please welcome from Elk Grove, Illinois, Steve Siebold. On my right, he's won 5 Wimbledons in a row. He's won 6 French Opens. He's currently ranked #1 in the world and widely considered the greatest tennis player of all time. Please welcome from Stockholm, Sweden, the great Bjorn Borg. Mr. Siebold's won the toss and elected to serve. Players ready? Play. My friends used to ask me all the time, what were you thinking when you're about to serve to the greatest tennis player in the world? And the truth is, I wasn't thinking about anything. I felt good. I really did. So I walked up to the line, bounced the ball, and got ready to serve. I looked at the linesman. He gave me the nod, and I felt great. Until I looked at him. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that's Bjorn Borg. He's the greatest tennis player in the world. He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. Yeah, and he did. Yeah. I mean, the guy was great. I remember hitting a forehand cross-court, you guys, that threw Borg all the way off the court. He barely returns it with a forehand down the line. I run over and hit this slice backhand cross-court that lands 2 feet from the net. I walk back to the middle of the court thinking the point's over. Borg comes out of nowhere, flies across the court, and drills this backhand down the line for a winner, and the crowd goes nuts. And I'm thinking to myself, no one can run that fast. The guy was like a cat. He was so fast. So my coach calls me the next day and says, Steve, what did you learn? And I said, well, I used to think I was a tennis player, but clearly Borg and I are playing a different game. That guy's a tennis player. I'm not sure what I am. And my coach said, well, Steve, specifically, what did you learn? And I said, well, first of all, his footwork is like lightning. I mean, I used to think I was fast, but compared to him, I'm slow. And he said, Steve, I've been telling you, we need to work on your footwork. And I said, I know, Coach, I know. You're right. I get it now. He said, okay, what else? And I said, well, he has no holes in his game. I mean, he's solid as a rock. And I've got holes in my game. He says, Steve, I've been telling you, you have holes in your game, but you won't listen to me. Are you ready to go to work? And ever since that day, I've tried to compare myself not to the middle-class performer, but to the best in the world. And it's made a huge difference in my life. It'll do the same for you if you have the guts to look reality straight in the face. The last mental toughness secret of champions I want to address on today's show might be the most important of all when it comes to your career. You've heard it before, but it's so powerful, I want you to hear it again and really think about it. Here it is. The great ones love what they do. They don't endure what they do. They don't like what they do. They love what they do. Most of them would do it for free if they had to. They wake up in the morning thinking about it. They go to bed at night thinking about it. I've been asked on radio interviews for years about where world-class performers develop such driving ambition. And the truth is, they don't. They simply find a vocation they love and immerse themselves into it to the point where it looks like they're incredibly ambitious. My friends and family used to kid me about bringing my work with me on weekends and holidays and vacations. They would tell me I was a workaholic and needed to relax. And I know their intentions were good. But the truth is I was more relaxed doing the work I love to do more than anything else. If you've never been lucky enough to do work or have a job or a business that you're really passionate about, this probably sounds like a load of bull, but it's not. If you can find what you love to do and have a way to get paid for it, you are halfway to world-class results. It's that critical. After all, who wants to think about and work at something you don't like to do just so you can make a few bucks? I know I don't, and I'll bet you feel the same way. So how do you discover what you love to do? For some people it comes easy, and for others, like me, it's a dogfight. It took me 5 years of thinking about it every day to figure out what I really wanted to make my life's work. Bob Proctor, who I call the Toronto Tornado, has a brilliant line about this. Bob says, be sure you're doing what you love to do because you're trading your life for it. Your time is your life. So Bob's right. We are all literally trading our life in exchange for what we do. Is what you're currently doing for a living worth trading your life for? If not, maybe it's time to chase your dream. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you a unique way to discover the career that's right for you, and I'll tell you about a missed opportunity involving an American icon.